Hello and welcome back to The Royal Treatment. My name is Aubrey. I am your friendly RN turned hairstylist. Holistic is my focus, all natural hair care, curls, all the things. Back in 22, I created the playbook. It was a shampoo and styling video tutorials that method, it really changed the game for so many until everything, kind of went to the left. But today I'm sharing the truth about what worked in that method in my tutorial and what maybe needed some adjustments, and those are the things that have been evolving ever since the cutitkinky era. And so I just want to let you all know this video isn't just about hair. It's about learning from experience. It's about owning my part, growing through without throwing shade. And yes, we know who was there. We know what happened. We all know, we know the things by now. We know all the things. So there's no need to rehash all of these things. But I do believe that there is value in going back and looking at the process itself and seeing what needed the tweak and also what really worked. So there was some good in what was built, and I want to make sure and give credit where credit is due. And also the fact of the matter is wash and goes, they ain't going nowhere. Honey, people love seeing their hair like this. This is how we had never seen our hair. It was new. I was heavily vested in seeing us love ourselves. It was a movement, and I believed in it. And so therefore, that's why I participated in it. And so one of the things that I know, even now, with all that we know about, manipulation, the products, selection, and different things of that sort, even with that, people are like, okay, I'm going to find a healthier way to do it. But baby, I'm going to do it because I love it. And I love how I see myself with it. So even if it means that I don't have hair flowing down my back, but guess what? I'm going to rock what I have. And they're good. And that's the whole point. Being informed, that's how we make the best decisions. And besides, who wants to go back to spending all day washing and conditioning their hair? There's some value to getting back our time. Now let's get into it. Back then, the focus was simple: cleanse thoroughly, define the curls, and use botanical products. We emphasized frequent shampooing, and sometimes more than necessary. And while the method gave amazing results for some, others saw breakage, dryness, and moisture loss. That's where the conversation started to shift and eventually exploded. So what you're about to see now is me talking about how to do a shampoo in the shower. This was part of the playbook. Hello, welcome to Aubrey's shower shampoo routine. Since most of you all also shampoo your hair in the shower, I decided to include this in my wash and go troubleshooter for you here today because I have the oldest twist out known to man. I will actually start off with a clarifying shampoo. As you know, in the lineup is AG Balance. I'm going to use that. Did y'all catch that? I've always considered AG Balance a clarifying shampoo. Under no circumstances was it ever considered an all-purpose shampoo, as many of my clients that came to me under that impression. I never, ever thought that it was a all-purpose shampoo. I hadn't even heard of that term, actually. So I did not go along with that. In fact, my clients never did a 30-day. I didn't require a 30-day. I did a 14-day 2 to 4 cleanses in that time period to remove any heavy product buildup, and so they could come prepared to have their curls really able to pop on that first visit instead of us fighting product buildup. So there's that. First, and because I'm color treated, I will be using our Inner Sense Color Awakening Hair Bath for color treated hair. And then I will be combining the boost with the Color Radiance conditioner to give myself a good conditioning treatment while I detangle all this hair. And of course, our stylers, Curly Magic and I Create Hold, to give me a great set for today. So follow along. So as you can see, before I get in the shower and wet my hair, you always finger detangle. Now, I also encourage my clients to use this or this to help in that process. We want our hair easy to manipulate, causing less damage. Yes, I still encourage all to wet their hair thoroughly before starting the shampoo process. Well, the reason being is that water is a great cleanser. It can make your shampoo work more effectively just simply by rinsing. So we're reaching for the good old AG balance, and we are starting our first shampoo as a clarifier. And of course, I still emulsify my products in my hands because it allows the product to go much further than just pumping it and putting it on. We want to spread it as thin as possible and as thoroughly as we can. We want to make good use of our products. And so, yes, I still do that. And as you see, I'm getting into it real good. Give it a good scrub, and then we're going to be moving on to the next shampoo, which is the Color Radiance. The second shampoo with the Color Radiance is where I really put in work. That's when you will see me start to separate my hair because I'm using the slip of the shampoo to do that job. You don't want to wait until you're in the conditioner phase to actually start your detangling. So use the slip of the shampoo to help you out. Now the Color Radiance was supposed to be have more emollients and of course better moisturizing ingredients for especially color treated hair. I know some of you all may have used it as well instead of the hair bath. I'm not sure, but that's what I was using for my hair. And so after that, we're going into our conditioner. Now the conditioner that I was using was the Color Radiance conditioner. And I would also, now this is my second shampoo clearly. I don't know why I was shampooing so much. And honestly now, if you were wearing wash and goes the way that we were, and you were shampooing your hair every 5 to 7 or 10 days max, there was no need to shampoo 2, 3, 4 times. Actually, one clarifying shampoo and one moisturizing shampoo would have been sufficient. So, yeah, I was really going in. Of course, what we learned now is that over cleansing our tight curls and coils, type 4 hair, especially coarser textures, it breaks down the lipid layers. It lifts the cuticle too often, and it leaves the hair vulnerable, even if you're using the best gels or conditioners. So me revisiting what the hair actually needs is protection, not perfection, moisture, not just definition. But do take note of the degree of separation that I'm doing in that shampoo. I still think this is highly effective, especially if you have longer hair. If your hair is long, getting through it in this way, it leaves the hair in a very organized manner, and so that it is less cumbersome when it's time to put your conditioner in, which is what you want. You want to save time. That's why they really coined it as wash hour, because there was an actual technique and application involved in the thought process. This part, it remains very effective. So here you see me going in with my AG Boost. the award-winning AG Boost on deck. Yes, you don't see it here, but I actually combined it with the Color Radiance and did a whole application to my hair. And of course, I used the Felicia Leatherwood. I mean, weren't we all using that? So in the salon, it was funny though. I never used the Felicia Leatherwood in the salon. I just had it at home. I had several brushes, but the one that I ended up using was like a tangle teaser or something else that I found that I liked in the salon. But I used that at home. So application, of course, was very thorough and very heavy because we were also considering this as our sealing. And it does seal. Conditioners, that is what they do. They smooth down the cuticle. They seal in all the moisture, the hydration, and everything. And what was considered to be a deep condition steaming treatment is when you're in the shower. So those cuticles would be open. Now, one thing that they did not endorse was rinsing out the conditioner with lukewarm or cool water. However, I learned that in beauty school, so that is something that I still continued to do, even though that they said that the science had gone far beyond needing to do such things. That part I wasn't convinced of. I always thought that the cuticle needed to be sealed with cooler water, especially if you had been using hot to medium hot water to open the cuticle. You needed to close it. So there's that. After really working the conditioner in, you will see me tilt my head back under the shower to get that hair nice and wet. Because the key to a good wash and go, as we were doing it during that time, was to add water to the conditioner to give the hair weight. And it also made that conditioner really have a great slip. And so as we went through the hair, it felt very, very buttery during that time when you added that water. And it created more of a slip effect. And so that's why I waited until I added more water to the conditioner before I started to actually do fine detangling. And this, of course, was with the famous Felicia Leatherwood brush. However, interesting thing, I didn't use one of those at the salon. I used like a tangle teaser or another type of brush. For whatever reason, I just never used it. I just had one at home, even though it was the popular one to use. But as you can see, I'm really trying to get through this hair pretty fast. I would now probably take a lot more time to get through the hair and consider that mechanical damage can happen when you are going so fast through the hair. Just take a little bit more time. But this was my hair. So I was never like that with clients. I was like that with my own hair. Because I guess I was just that chick that never really was that concerned. I didn't take as good of care of my hair as I probably should have, considering the fact that it was so color treated. And at some point in time, I remember adding in naturally drenched because I felt like the hair needed a little bit more moisture. It was not lasting as long, and there just needed to be something else added. And I remember when the owner of Naturally Drenched reached out to me to try the product. It was considered a pre-conditioner, and I used it for a few weeks just to see if it made a difference, and it did. And it was actually something that I added to my lineup during that time. And I still use it to this day. And so with this scene, you see me adding in the Color Radiance conditioner. So I am adding it in because I am actually doing what we call a preset. So I would preset the hair. And so you can see that I'm actually going in, and because the conditioner is very heavy, I'm actually presetting the hair. By that I mean doing a process that allows me to mimic what I would do in styling, except I'm doing it with the conditioner phase. So when I get ready to move forward to the actual application of the styling products, I would be able to move much faster. That hair already has memory to it. And so I would continue to do the same process in separating the curls and making it really ready, really smoothing that hair down and giving it all the love that it needed during that time. And is this something that I still continue today? Yes, I do. I try to make sure and smooth those cuticles down and prep the hair for the actual styling products. So I hope you all have enjoyed this look back into what I do now and what I've changed. I don't over cleanse. I focus on the scalp and not stripping the hair. And I've also learned that less manipulation equals more length retention. So I hope you found value in this retro video of how we used to do it, or how I was doing it in 2022. And also, if you want to see a styling video, let me know in the comments. Also, let me know if you tried the method back then and what worked for you and what didn't. And if you're ready to reset your routine, subscribe. I've got more Watch Day education coming soon.